Hello everyone, welcome to my first video on my new channel. My name is Jody. This is Junkety Jody Journals. I'm happy to have you. And this is going to be my introductory video, so I thought I would just go over a project that I've been working on. I have a couple of hauls from the thrift store and I think Five Below, and I could show you what I got. And then I got something really cool off of eBay recently that I've really been wanting to get my hands on. So if you're into junk journals, I've only been doing it about a year and a half, 2 years. I was a scrapbooker for probably 30 years before that. And then when I saw a video that my daughter sent me of a junk journal, and I was like, oh my goodness. And down the rabbit hole I went. So I still have plenty of scrapbook paper and started adding, all the things, that make our junk journals. So, without further ado, I'll, tell you a little bit about myself while we're looking at this. And, yeah, I hope you like what you see and you like, subscribe, comment, and come back and see what I'm going to be up to. This is a work in progress. This is a bee journal that I made from a book. It's almost done. I got about, I'd say about half of the signatures left to decorate. But I put, like I said, it's a book that a discarded book that I took the guts out of, and I added signatures to it. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. I think it looks pretty. It got a little charm and a little bulb pin and little bits of the crochet lace, and it's got a lot of textures. And then I put these cute buttons on the spine, and we'll take a quick little flip through of some of what I've done. I still want to add something to the inside here, and then I'd used adult coloring book page, some stamping, a little bit of mixed media. I made this tag, journaling tag, for this cute pocket. Put some lace on, some more stenciling. I had a lot of fun making these little clusters. And then we got another tag with journaling space and a cute pocket. And this one here. I think tag making was my favorite thing to do when I was making scrapbooks. I liked all the little 3D things. So we got a belly band with a altered index card that was copy dyed and then stamped on, and this pretty little journal card here. And I'll just flip through and keep talking. I'm 53, married. I have 2 grown kids, 5 grandkids, 5 wiener dogs, 18 fish, and 2 crawdaddies. We just got them not too long ago. We live in South Florida, so if you hear my fan, there's a note I made to myself on what I need to put in here. Yeah, if you hear my fan, I apologize, but it is super humid. This is a mailing envelope, like one of those manila ones. And then I took a greeting card apart and copy dyed and stamped the back of that for another journal spot. So yeah, I've got several projects in the works. I need to put charms on here. Several projects in the works, and a whole list. I'm sure everybody does. A whole list of ones I want to make, and I've been collecting items for. So I don't know if you could let me know in the comments if you're a start one project, finish one before you move on to the next, or if you're like me and you collect all your ideas and put them into boxes, baskets, or whatever, and you're gathering items as you're coming across them to make. So in that instance, I have an Alice in Wonderland journal that's going to be a personal journal because it's a favorite story of mine, and I've been collecting things for it for a while. Can't wait to get started on it. I have Strawberry Shortcake, the little doll from the 80s. I'm a Gen Xer. Played with, I love those. I was so obsessed with them when I was a little girl. I still have some. And then they did like a redo of them. Very, very close to the original. I might have to bring her out and set her up when I'm working on that. And then of course there's this bee journal. I'm also going to be making for um, one of my husband's coworkers has a daughter who's into the Demon Slayer anime, and that's going to be just an art journal because she loves to draw. So that's going to be a quick, kind of a quick project. I'm still waiting on one more delivery of stickers and charms to decorate that one with. And then I also have little golden books that I want to redo, and I like to also work in art journals. I love doing collage, mixed media. Recently started playing with watercolor fodder. I'd say over like the last year. I follow, quite a few of the YouTubers, and I'm sure everybody else does too. And if not, then, I will absolutely link. I give credit where credit is due. So when I see a project that somebody else has made, I will definitely link their video down below because it's been just so much fun and inspiring. I love the junk journaling community. So that being said, that's my bee journal. I need to get her finished. I love how it's come out. I love the size of it. It fits in my hand quite well. So let's see. What I've been waiting for. That for me here where I live, they're kind of hard to come across, but everybody goes crazy over the Edith Holden books. So I got my hands on a paperback copy, and oh my goodness, the videos don't do it justice. I can't wait to make something really pretty, real pretty with some of these pages, and I'm very inspired when I look through these and I can see the appeal that everybody has for them. I think it's just wonderful. Would love to get my hands on another copy because I'd like to have one that I don't have to tear into, but I will. I will. So this is my, finally got one. Very happy about that. Um, so recently at Five Below, I picked up this nice watercolor sketchbook. It's 8x8, 27 sheets, 140 pound or 300 GSM is the weight of the paper. I like the size of the pages. They're nice and thick. They're sturdy. I can't wait to do some watercolor, watercolor fodder and stuff in here. And I also picked up, let's see, I want to say I think this was $5. And then I picked up these fine liners. There's a 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 10, and a brush pen, so you get 6. I haven't used them yet. I'm looking forward to it because I like to, do the little blob flowers and stuff and then trace around. Matter of fact, I happen to have right here on my desk one of my favorite gals, Marcy at the Cranky Crafter. If you don't follow her, you totally should. But she did these sweet little wiener dogs. Actually, it was a request that I made, comment because I subscribe to her channel, and I just think they're so darn cute. Like I said, I have 5 wiener dogs, so I need to make some more so everybody's represented. But I like the fine line to go around things and stuff. So I think this will help me out a lot, especially with the littler things like the little birds and the little more delicate flowers and stuff, and it will definitely get more into that. Now my local thrift store is a church in our community. The church I go to, Fairlawn, and their thrift store there, all the books and anything they have in the book area is free. Um, So, it's a great source, and you never know. Every day you could go in there and find something different. So I happened to come across this right here, and this was on a shelf over by the books, and I asked the lady, at the desk, I'm like, is this considered books? And she's like, oh yes, of course, there's no charge. But it was exactly as it is here. It's tied up with this little belt, and let's see here if I can get it off real easy. There we go. So this happens to be 3 of the original, I want to say, Boy Scouts of America handkerchiefs that they wear, around their neck and their shoulders. Yeah, and this it's a much more vibrant red than what my camera is picking up. So yeah, there's a red, a blue, and another red one, and these are just in absolutely perfect shape. And then there's a small little notepad that says, I believe, Joseph Starkey Jr., Lake Hill Avenue, Arlington, Massachusetts. And then I think that's a telephone, maybe a telephone number, which that back then, telephone numbers were only a few numbers and that was it. But look at this. This is a tiny little notepad, and inside happens to be Joseph's notes that he wrote on what what he needed: tent, blanket, sweater. And isn't that just awesome? Clam chowder, salmon, sardines, canteen, notebook and pen, socks, toothbrush, and then it's the directions on how to use the watch, compass, and it's so well preserved. It had to have been sitting in a trunk in somebody's attic or something like that just for years. So, and then we got this beauty right here. This is a handbook, and this is this gentleman, Starkey, and this is September 1945. So by all means, it's definitely aged. Love this. Honorary President Harry S. Truman, Herbert Hoover. I mean, and the pages are in wonderful shape, and there's all these wonderful illustrations. Look at all this. I'm not so sure I can tear into this. And personally, I don't know anybody that's in Boy Scouts, so I might be willing to put this in my Etsy shop soon. So, and then this one is another handbook, and it is, let's see, this one's got some pages. This is still the same gentleman. April 1950. So this one is what, 5 years younger than this one right here. But just wow. How to build a fire, all that good stuff. So yeah, so that was pretty neat, and and I got it for free. So pretty cool. Now, let's see, let me put this to the side. Forget about his little notepad. And then, excuse my reach, I also picked this up in the same place. Let me turn it this way. It's like, so I don't have a little handy. But this is a National Geographic Society, and what's inside? Get the lid popped open. Come on, Jody, you can do it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so can you see that? Yeah, there we go. So it's got the little map on the inside of the sticker thing, and then I'll pull the contents out. And there's this paper, and then scales for the United States map, which is going to be in here. So we've got this very neat book that's got all the all the cities and whatnot in it. And this is for the U.S. a close-up of the U.S. And then all that, just tons and tons of names. Everything's in here. And then there's a map for each section. So here's like coastal California, and there's a map. Yeah, there's a map. All these cool maps. I like using maps. They're colorful, and you know, you use them for pages, for journal cards, tags, you name it. Here's like the Great Lakes. These are open. They open pretty big. We got Montana. That's where the famous journal maker Gail Augustinelli is from. Hi, Gail. Like you'll ever see this. California, Arizona, North Dakota. Look at all these. Look at all these. And the illustrations are wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Illinois. I had relatives in Illinois at one point. Look at the Southern Belle. Tennessee. I spent 7 years living in Tennessee when I was a child. Florida. Here we go. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm at now. That's one of those spoonbills. And lovely, lovely Florida. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I haven't really opened up a lot of it. But yeah. Look at that in Alaska. In Hawaii. Look at those pretty flowers. Very nice, very nice, very nice. So we're going to have that to play with. I know my son is wanting to make him and his wife an adventure book, so that they can start, you know, adding little you know, Instamatic little photo things. You know, with the little mini printer. And they do a lot of fishing and stuff, and they have 2 little kids, so they're going to be. He asked me to make him an adventure book, so that's another book yet that needs to go on the list of things to make. So this one was also from the same place. It's a 1975 edition, and it's a catalog of world paper money. And my husband is a numismatist. He's a little bit of a coin collector, and he likes getting, you know, foreign money and stuff like that. So, but look at these pages, y'all. Look, they're grungy, and I love grungy. Look at them. They're all old, and I mean, I could say they're old, 1975, and this is what, 2025. So that's 50 years old. That's old. That's not too shabby. But yeah, they're very nice and colored, and there's just you know, paper money back then. I mean, a lot of these places aren't even countries anymore. No, but look at that. That'll be a lot of fun to play with. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Looking forward to that. Going through and making some good ephemera with this. I'd love to get my hands on an old Sears Roebuck catalog. You know, the one that has like the unicycles and the carriages and the women's clothes with the corsets and whatnot. That would be great. So yeah, that's a little bit of my thrift store haul. Sometimes I get doilies and things. They have a bin, so when they get doilies, I check them out. I usually get them for, I don't know, 50 cents. 50 cents or $1. I got this pretty one not too long ago, and I've been toying around with the idea of wanting to make a slow stitch cover for a journal, and you know, a piece like this would really, you know, I could cut it, you know, I could do a lot with this. I could tea dye it or coffee dye it and make it grungy if I want to. And then I also have this pretty one, which would look especially nice around, you know, something like this, like that. And that would be pretty. I put like a picture or a pretty flower or something, you know, make a pretty topper for this one. That would be lovely. Yeah, and then I got a pretty blue one. Yeah, it's already got a little stain on it, so That could be coffee dyed and easily remedied. That looks like cross stitch cloth in the middle. What do they call the Ada cloth, and then the cutaway. And somebody spent a lot of time making these. So yeah. So I hope you come back and check in. And if you like the video, a thumbs up would be great. Comment and let me know what you're working on, what you would like to see. If I can't figure it out, we'll learn together. Anyway, from my crafty space to your crafty space. I also want to give a shout out to Stacy and to Maria and to Cowboy. And you guys know who you are. And, I love and appreciate you guys very much. Also, Marcy, Liz, Laura, there's plenty of other people that have inspired me to do what I hope is going to be a fun journey, and I hope you come along with me. So, like, subscribe, comment, thumbs up, all that jazz. And I hope you have a good night, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.